What's up, boys and girls? So today we're mainly going to be going through the biggest changes in 7.37. So today we're going to be going through the main changes for the offlane role, and I would say that this patch is actually a big time nerf to the offlane, and not just because of the hero changes, but also yeah. So they removed a lot of facets. So according to Dota 2 Pro Tracker, I think the order of picks now have changed a little bit. So people are prioritizing more onto Sanking now instead actually. So Sanking is the most picked offlane hero, following up by actually Visage. So yeah, I think it's because of the facet, right? Where yeah, this one where Soul Assumption gives you 35 gold per soul charge. So you're getting a lot of money from creeps and enemies. Okay, so the first thing is that going back to Dota 2 Pro Tracker, most pick hero right now, Sanking. Second most pick hero right now, Visage. I'm not gonna talk about that, okay? Third most pick hero right now is Darkseer. And the fourth one is now Timbersaw. So the first things first is Sand King. So why this hero has been recently picked up as in offlane and no more in the mid role. As you guys know, this hero was being first picked every game. I think in the most recent patch before this one, because it became one of the strongest mid heroes, and now it's no longer picked at mid because they reworked the whole Aghanim Scepter, making it now apply a stinger instead of Sand King stun. So yeah, it doesn't do that anymore. So the Aghanims is a little bit nerfed. I don't think it's so viable in the off lane. I mean in mid, it's definitely viable in the off lane. And yeah, so they also increased the area of effect of the Dust Devil facet. So lately I've been watching a lot of pros and they've been experimenting with taking Dust Devil over the other facet, the one that makes you go invisible. I got no idea what it's called now. And yeah, so I still think both are viable, but they are both where picking the facet really decides on how you're gonna play Sand King. Either a stand your ground kind of Sand King or the kind where you just run around and you flash farm a little bit with Dust Devil. So yeah, and I think the way to go right now is definitely to go with the Dust Devil facet. So that's it. It really makes playing ranked very easy because I think ranked and competitive are very different games, and in ranked, it's five individuals playing together, just for the sake of MMR, and nobody really fights well together, so they would prefer to just. It's better to actually just be hitting creeps and getting a lot of farms, so that eventually you have the items to do stuff on your own. So yeah, so Dust Devil actually, it gives you an advantage like in that kind of a gameplay. So yeah, and what Aghanim's does now is that it applies a singer chance to yeah. Okay. So epicenter is now upgraded with Aghanim Scepter. Sorry. Yeah. So it's not Sandstorm. Yeah. It's epicenter. So three stinger attacks are created at random locations when your epi is being released. So that applies 50% of stinger damage to enemies, and one enemy can only be hit by one stinger per pulse. So that balances out the hero, and you don't get some fucking Senkin that's buying Daedalus and then you just fucking pressing epi. But also this also stacks with your shard. So yeah, so it's a definite must to get your shard. And yeah, so that's what's making Sand King really strong. Another thing about item builds, so aura items are kind of back, and pipe has been buffed a little bit. So people are just buying aura items on Sand King right now, like pipe, Shivas, and what's the item Crimson Guard and shit, depending on your game. But basically, yeah, and then they hold their ground and people are playing a little bit more faster with this hero. You're not really going to be maxing your third, so you're going to be maxing your Sandstorm and then maxing your Q so you can fight a little bit more. But yeah, so you play around that. So the next hero I want to look at is actually Beastmaster because this is a hero that I definitely want to check out and I want to make sure that I can still play it and whether it's actually viable. So they buffed the Inner Beast facet, but I still don't think anybody's gonna be taking that. It's just too ass compared to Beast Mode. Beast Mode is just way too imba. Like it applies that um that one stack of wild access on the hero is just too broken. Like it just makes your access do a lot more damage eventually. So yeah, and it also provides you attack speed, so it actually gives you an edge in both ways. So yeah, so you're definitely gonna go through with this facet, but they added a new innate ability where Beastmaster's melee hero damage block chance is increased 50% to 100% versus non-hero units. So yeah, basically what this means is that you take less damage from melee heroes and also from neutral creep. So basically, it's easier now to farm a little bit more and you don't take as much damage. But yeah, I believe this is what it does. It basically gives you the chance to tank up a little bit more against melee heroes and also melee units. The inner beast now is no longer an innate ability, so I don't think you're gonna be adding this at all throughout your laning stage. You're just gonna go like 4-4-0. People are playing more with the boss right now, so level 3 you're going 1-2-0, meaning you're going one into your axis and then two into your boars. And yeah, just playing around, having that the the whole jungle with you, technically. Like it's the jungle meta without the Hamlet Dominator. So yeah. And unfortunately, Drums to the Slums also got nerfed, so the damage per strike got decreased, and it no longer increases stacks when attacking buildings. So before this, what you could do is that you could just be pushing a tower down, and you could be dropping the stack, increasing the stack so that the drums will be banged a lot more often. I think this hero is still viable. It's just that it requires a lot more skill now. Like you can't just flash from like before. You have to be a lot more efficient with how you play your axes and shit in the early parts of the game so you can stack more, and like you have to be a lot more efficient at farming lah in the earlier parts of the game. Once you get the agonyms, I think the game doesn't really change. It's a bit slower tempo now compared to before, but there's no real difference. So I still think this is a viable hero, and I still think this is going to be a hero of destruction in the lower tiers of rank. So pick it up, guys. Learn how to play. It's not that hard to microwave Beastmaster. All you gotta do is select all units and right click the guy after you raw his ass. Okay, so the following hero, Ducks here. All my boys all took a beating, man. A big beating. So yeah, now this guy, a lot of people don't think this is big of a nerf, but it's a huge nerf. Okay? His intelligence now cannot be lower than the average of his strength and agility. That's literally like, can say it's like cutting it by half. Okay, can literally say it's like cutting it by half. Okay? So you can't spam shells as much as before. Before this, you just pump strength. You're getting HP, you're getting mana at the same time, and now you can't do that. Like it's not enough lah. So you actually like buying the two braces and all that. I feel it's not so viable anymore. Like I've tried it. I've actually tried it, and it really doesn't feel like you have enough mana. It's struggle, man. You really struggle to be throwing out shells and playing your lane now. So you cannot skip Soul Ring, and I still think you buy Soul Ring even though you're getting Arcane Boots. So yeah, and the vacuum AoE got nerfed. Not so big of an impact because 75 is still a lot. So yeah, that's Dux here. I still think it's an okay hero just because of the benefits it brings to the team regardless of these nerfs. It's just that his laning stage now is going to be really fucking slow. The next hero that I want to talk about that I feel has kind of got back into the game is Timbersaw. No real buffs, okay? Mana per tree destroyed increased. Okay, that's just whatever. But Timber Chain, yeah, slow duration increase. That's with the facet that I think now this is probably the facet to go for. Like some people are still taking the Twisted Chakram, but I've been watching some games and apparently this is the better facet right now in the because Timber is being run in the off lane, right? If it's mid, I still think you want to go for the other Chakram, the Timber Chakram. Yeah, that one's a little bit better. The slow and the instant damage, 200 damage, and you're always getting on top of people. But Timber Chain here gives you it's 185 pure. It's 185 pure damage, and then the splinter damage is 80. The 185 is your Timber Chain, and the splinter damage is 80, which is coming from this. And I feel it adds up lah eventually. Like if you need the pure damage, it really adds up, and the slow is what that really helps because Timber has a problem. Like all his spells require high skill. Like Timber is a high skill kind of hero. You need to be able to hit your spells. If you don't hit your spells, fucking hero is bloody useless. Okay, you can't just say like I'm gonna tank up for the team and buy auras and shit, and then I'm just gonna be like this guy that stands in front. No, that's not how it works. Timber is extremely good at dishing out damage and taking the shit. But if he's not dishing out damage, it really doesn't feel like it's a viable hero. Like it's better to pick other heroes that can actually provide, with some stun or some shit. Timber doesn't have a stun. He has a slow, but it's a high skill kind of slow. You need to hit the spell. So this hero is becoming gonna be, I think it's gonna be one of the main offlane heroes right now. But yeah, I will also be playing this. So let's see how that goes. So that is basically gonna be my top four of the easiest among the easier offlane heroes. The last one, which I think is a sleeper pick, and I mean, it's like absolutely broken. It's not a sleeper pick, sorry. It's an absolute broken hero, which is too easy to play. Literally too easy. Okay, is Wind Ranger. They changed. Okay, they changed the facet. They changed the facet. So um, now, Winrun no longer grants additional bonus move speed to Wind Rangers and nearby allies. Yeah, so you're not taking Whirlwind. Okay, you're definitely not taking Whirlwind. I don't know why I've seen some people saying that, oh, it's better. No fucking way. Okay, no fucking way is it better. It's just too ass. Okay,
My
now, yeah.
quiver
So
is full.
basically, right now you get a choice between what kind of fuck's it called? Yeah, focus fire that you want. Okay, it's either you want the single target focus fire or the AOE one. The AOE one is just too hard to maneuver right now, and I just don't feel like it's viable since it only hits 4 shots on the same target. Then it's like a shot cooldown, I think. Yeah, it's just not viable, lah. It's like, and duration is so short also, so like just doesn't make sense. The single target one is definitely the way to go. It's a universal hero, so you can amp up on damage very easily just by buying strength items to give you HP. You don't really need attack speed because you're out. And I think items like Glipnir, so build up into Glipnir is still pretty good. It's also good for universal heroes. So I think this hero is pretty strong, very easy to play. Just go into lane, use your W, secure range creep. You have something to secure range creep. You have an ability to run with Wind Run. You're not easy to catch. You have a stun. It's like this hero is a blessing. And please, guys, I know that everyone is power hungry. Yeah, power hungry. Loves damage hungry. I think I'm gonna say, but don't skip your shot, So that's probably the 5 heroes that I mentioned that you guys should be picking. Lower tier ranks, high tier ranks, immortal rank. I'm at 7k. I'm at 7.4 right now, and trust me, these heroes work. Catch you guys later. Hope you guys get blessed with some MMR. If you like these videos or these kind of videos and you want to get better at Dota 2, maybe you should consider clicking on these links, for they might help you gain some MMR. MMR, MMR.